have you actually done karmically in your soul's journey? So what does your soul think it needs to do in this present journey, the present and future karma? And this at least can give us an indication of what we need to pay close attention to. There are planets in the chart that indicate both the past karma of the soul's journey, and the present, or what we call the unfolding karma of the soul in this lifetime. In the chart, in an astrological chart, that's my way of kind of saying, okay, what's the past life of this soul? And the way we learn it is by looking at what it's come to do in this lifetime. So it's like, oh, I see. This came to have this experience because the last time they was here, it didn't have those experiences. So it's like, what have you done on your soul's journey? We have two planets called Rahu, the north node of the moon, that indicates what the soul needs to do. And we have the planet Ketu, which indicates what the soul has done and maybe needs to balance and to integrate. So all the time, these two energies, these two planets, they're opposite each other. Each one is the opposite of the other. It's like a polarity. There are two things they're very different, but they're also two things that are one and the same. We call them like two things, Rahu and Ketu, but in reality, there's just one planet pretending to be two in some ways, right? So what our soul's job, our journey here is about this lifetime is to say, how do I integrate the past journeys of the soul with the present work that is to be done in the most amazing way? Because we've had these past experiences for a reason. They haven't been just, inconsequential or just happened. We have that. We got that as part of what we are. So it's important we understand that. But it's also important to know that if we have been there and done that, and we've learned something from it, how do we take the lesson of the quote unquote past life into the present life? And how do we make the present life more effective by bringing these two energies together? Who we were and who we're becoming, right? Past, the present, and future. And so when you look at an astral chart, you can see, well, what sign is this planet in? What sign is that planet in? Because that really indicates a lot of times like what some of the karmas are that were done and need to be done, in a general way at least. And then a good astrologer can also look even more closely and say, well, what areas of life these occur in? And they can also say, well, which planets tend to be really involved in your present karma, and which planet tends to be really involved with your past karma. So if you have the past karmas that you're working through, and you realize that it's connected, say, like Venus, for example. Oh my gosh, I had a lot of past karma around Venus. Maybe I was very overly sensual, right? Maybe I was overly promiscuous, or maybe I got so involved with beauty and poetry and music that I neglected my spiritual side, right? Because Venus, Venus is good, and well, all the planets have challenges, right? So maybe there's a past karmic challenge with Venus. Maybe your future planet karma is associated with Mars. You think, well, that's the physical body. That means probably this lifetime I have to really learn to take care of my physical body, right? That's what Mars does. I need to also have a strong sense of self. That's also very Mars to fulfill this karma in this lifetime. So it is kind of fun if you're saying, what was my past life or my present life karma, to kind of look at this and just see if you get an intuitive feel for what this is. I do have a book, Astrology Yoga, and within this book, I actually have a chapter about finding out where your planets of past and present karma are, and then even reading a little bit about that.